In looking into the future, or looking towards the future, this week we will be remembering and honoring those visionaries who saw 100 years ahead of their time. We will have the honor of sharing this with many of their descendants whom you've met here this week. On Thursday and Friday, we will have the opportunity to see many of the greatest antique race cars ever built. Like the Challenge Cup race 100 years ago, this park and this week's events will again announce to the world that Ormond Beach truly was and is the birthplace of speed. The Birthplace of Speed Committee, various historical and automobile groups are looking at the possibility of continuing an annual springtime event to commemorate our role in racing history. Along with our traditional antique auto show and the Gaslight Parade, which happens on Thanksgiving Day weekend, we're looking forward to having an event that will commemorate this historic activity. We appreciate that. Someday on this beach, the only cars that you will see may be those that fly. But thanks to the Birthplace of Speed Car, this park that you're dedicating today, everyone will have a reminder of the historic role that Ormond Beach played in race car history. Thank you for coming out today.
Now, Don Bostrom down front here went to a lot of trouble to produce our beautiful program that we have, and it is a collector's item, and he said that he would hit me if I didn't mention the program. So I'm going to mention the program, and then somebody mentioned to me, well, why don't you tell them about when the other activities are? Don said, I can't do that. You got to buy the program. So I did it, right? Also like to remind you that we're being filmed, and in case you want to replay some of this, including the Daytona 500 win of Marvin Pants that never happened, it'll be on DaytonaBeach-Live.com. Make sure that you check into it. Right now, this is a man that's been on the commission during the time that the question came forward about doing this Birthplace of Speed Park and about funding this. And let me tell you what, Ormond Beach not only opened their hearts to this event, they opened their wallets. And former Mayor Carl Persis is here, but our mayor now of Ormond Beach, with some more thoughts and remarks, Mayor Fred Costello.
And I may be the mayor, but I bought my program. I don't know how many of you out here know what it means to be proud. If you're a grandpa or a grandma, you know what it means to be proud. And I just want to tell you, I'm proud today. Thank you all for being here. This is a beautiful park. This is a beautiful day, and this is a beautiful crowd to go with it. If you had seen this park just a couple days ago, your faith might have been tested. That's already been alluded to. I extend a special thanks to the City Commission and the residents of Ormond Beach that have accepted the financing for this park, because this vision that was cast by the Centennial organizers, the committee members, and the sponsors was something that had to be worked on, because some people didn't understand the vision. But I think everybody that's here now realizes that this is a great part of our heritage, a great part of our past, and a great part of our future. So I offer my sincere appreciation to the Centennial Committee Chairwoman, Suzanne, who's been recognized a couple times, but let's recognize her again. She did a lot of work. Also, Judy Sloan, our Director of Public Works, our engineering department, city staff, the contractors for overcoming the many obstacles they encountered along the way to completing their tasks. My faith never wavered that you were all on the right track, and you've made us proud by accomplishing that task. You know, this park will memorialize Ormond Beach's role as the birthplace of speed. Friday at 11 o'clock, we celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Winton Bullets' narrow a fifth of a second victory over the Olds Pirate in the first sanctioned timed speed trials, then known as the Ormond Challenge Cup. I hope you'll all be able to join us again on Friday. The Speed Weeks in Daytona Beach now extends over 2 weeks. That first 3-day Speed Weeks event, held 100 years ago in Ormond Beach, led to 7 American and 2 or 3 world speed records. I've heard both 2 and 3, Gordon, so I'll yield to you. You said 3. Things haven't slowed down a bit since Speed Weeks moved a bit south to Daytona Beach, and they started setting records on the Tri-Oval. Our Birthplace of Speed Park will honor the memory of those car owners, drivers, and engineers who risked their fortunes and their lives to develop a technology that literally changed the world. Additionally, it's appropriate to acknowledge that a memorial bench will honor Justin Kastner, a student we lost in 1996, and a plaque being refurbished will honor Chip Hines and Carlisle Miller, students who our community lost in 1999. Gordon helped us look back, and Isaac Turner challenged us to look forward. I believe you must know and understand your past for your best future. I further believe we must look outside ourselves to plan for our best inside. At this unique time in history, I can't help but ask you to look outside our borders to honor and respect those fighting the war in Iraq while we freely and safely celebrate inside our city. As we dedicate our Birthplace of Speed Park here in Ormond Beach, we honor our heritage while our families, friends, and neighbors risk their lives to preserve our right to freely live, work, worship, and play in our beautiful city of Ormond Beach. Our freedom is protected by being a part of the greatest country in the history of the world because we've looked to and learned from our past, and we're willing to help others chart a course that leads them to also celebrate their freedoms that we often take for granted. May God bless the USA and all who stand and fight for universal freedom. Now, on to the ribbon. This is what we've all waited for. We're grateful to have a man, Marvin, come on up and join me, please. We're grateful to have a man join us that has his own place in the history of the Daytona Beach Speed Weeks. And if I get this wrong, you correct me. It is my pleasure to introduce one of the greatest drivers of his era, the 1961 Daytona 500 champion.
Hey, you got it right.
Yes, sir. 17 NASCAR victories. He is our Grand Marshal. He's going to help us cut the ribbon. And now, everybody that's supposed to, let's get some scissors unless Roland has something else to say. And then when we're all done, we're going to sing happy birthday to this man right here.
We need the mayor, the city commission to come up. We also need Isaac Turner, Alan Burton, Director of Leisure Services. Judy Sloan. Judy is here, right here. She's our parks designer. She designed a park. Put your hand together. Suzanne Heddy and Nancy Lohman. We also have a guest person, that is David Rogers, that's going to come up. He's our current racer, and David's going to come up and help cut the ribbon along with Marvin Paints, our Grand Marshal. Come on, Mayor. Once a mayor, always a mayor. You may have to get on both sides of the ribbon. Now, make sure the politicians are in front because you can't give them sharp objects if you're standing in front of them. You got it? All right. Photo op. Here we go. Photo op. Whoa! Gordon. All right. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your brand new Birthplace of Speed Centennial Park. All right. Now, we get to the oohs and the ahs portion of the program. We're going to be going over here and we're going to be unveiling the two cars. You want them to sit? Okay, guess what? I've just been told stay here. That way everybody can see. I don't think that's going to work. You already moved. Come on. Come on down.
Everybody ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, let's do it. On your mark, get set, go. What you're seeing here in these automobiles, by the way, is it does represent the way the finish was on the beach. That wheel mark right there is your 1/5 of a second. Right there. That close.
This is the unveiling of the two cars that took the original race down the beach 100 years ago. The Winton Bullet, here the red one, won the race against the Olds car in a fifth of a second.
Oh, he says that they gave them a 50-yard head start. It never ends, does it?
Why don't we need to stand there on this side of the car so we can get him?
Okay, we're at the point of closing remarks.
Yeah, but
I've had close the festivities now with our benediction.
Ladies and gentlemen, our benediction.
As we celebrate birthday in this wonderful community, let's remember for a moment in silence our troops and those who are in harm's way. Grant to us as we go, O God, the fullest, the most thorough of blessings found in that wonderful word, shalom. May it mean to us the fullness of life. May it mean to us the richest of joys. May it mean to us the certainty of love. May it mean to us the cessation of wars. May it mean to us nations living together in peace. Shalom. Peace of and from God. Amen.
Amen, and let's race. We look forward to seeing you in the next 2 days. Thank you all for coming. Thank you. Let's race. Happy birthday to you. Please come and enjoy the car.
Thank you.
All these people are here for the dedication of the Birthplace of Speed Park. My name's TheRaven. You're watching Daytona Beach Live. Daytona Beach, Florida's first internet-only TV station. Hey, there's our friend Dave on the beach. Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Hey, Raven, doing great. Here at the Birthplace of Speed.
Okay, you having fun?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day.
It's a great day. I got a real nice blue sky right behind your head, Dave.
Well, it's Ormond Beach. We get a lot of blue sky.
It's very nice here today. And the park looks fabulous. The cars look fabulous.
I saw Don Gartlett's here earlier. I've never met him, but I always said if I got a chance to, I was going to ask him something. Now I can't find him.
March 26, 2003, Birthplace of Speed Park. You just seen the dedication, cutting of the ribbon, and two replica cars, the first two cars that ran on the beach. Look at all these people, folks. All these people turned out for the dedication of the Birthplace of Speed Park today. 100 years ago, right here in Ormond Beach, it all started. You're watching Daytona Beach Live. You're in Ormond by the sea. Ormond Beach, actually. Ormond by the sea's up the road. At the dedication of the Birthplace of Speed Park.
You want me over there?
Quick show to the road.
First thing? No.
Son of Benny, the builder.
Ken, you taking a picture yet?
Yeah. Okay, one more. All right, now you're ready. Perfect.
Everybody done?
I'd like one.
Okay, where's it?
this underneath that. So you have some shape. But anyways, I'll get across that bridge.
Museum in Cleveland, Ohio, and we tried to get it to come down here for the beach races, but they wouldn't let it out of the humidity and temperature controlled atmosphere that it's in now, and didn't even want to transport it down here, even though Buzz McKim and the Speedway people offered to bring it in a transport and then store it at Daytona, USA. And both the Smithsonian and the Crawford Museum in Cleveland wouldn't let it go, so that's a shame.
They were afraid to trust it.
They were afraid to trust it to anybody, so it still sits there in the museum, the Bullet number 1, alongside the Bullet number 2, which is the one that has a straight 8 engine and 2 4-cylinder engines coupled together. That's an awesome thing to see. Yeah, first straight 8.
Nice. Let me swing around the other side if you dare.
Okay.
Okay.
That way we'll know what side.
Yeah,
they have all.
I should get between the cars here.
Yeah,
so
sure.
See both the Pirate and the
We're not Hollywood here. We just kind of go as it comes along. Yeah.
Cool. As long as it works.
Yep.
We're looking forward to seeing some of the tape.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it myself.
My grandfather should have been here today. He died in 1952, and I wore his watch today, so he would feel like he was here with me.
Well, I'm telling you what, I think that he's here with you.
I think he is.
I have a special place in my heart for that, wearing mementos that used to belong to people.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a rock that I found in the graveyard the other day, and
I think that does bring the memories back.
Right, and you know, I like to remember people like that.
I lost him when I was 19 years old, and when you're young like that, you never ask enough questions, and you never get to know the guy well enough, even though he's your granddad, you know?
Right.
And you'd like to go back and do some things over again, get to know him a little bit better.
Well, I'm glad that we can capture this on tape, because this is a historic event.
It is. It's terrific.
And we can show it to the world, and hopefully somebody else will learn a little bit about the history of motor racing and how it all got started and where it got started.
Where it got started.
And
all of it happened in Cleveland, Ohio, which was bigger than Detroit as far as building cars in the early part of the century.
Right, it was first.
Cleveland was the capital of the automobile building business.
Right, and then wasn't it Henry Ford started a plant up there in Detroit, the Rouge River plant, wasn't it?
Yes.
And he did that because there was a river right there and he could get power or something.
That's true.
If I'm not mistaken. I'm from the Michigan area, so I kind of know a little bit about Henry there.
Yes.
I've been to Greenfield Village many times myself.
Yeah, I have too. That's a nice place.
It's a fabulous place, fabulous place.
If you get up that way again, you should go to the Crawford Museum in Cleveland.
Really? I've never heard of that one.
Reserve Historical Society and the Crawford Museum. That's Frederick Crawford, who was the head of TRW. He started the museum with his personal auto collection, and then it just grew from there.
Okay. They probably have a website, am I correct?
I would imagine they do.
Yeah, I'm going to go and look for that.
CRAWFORD.
Okay.
Western Reserve Historical Society. Either or both. You ought to be able to get on the website.
Okay, yeah, just do a search for them in a search engine or something, sure.
Right.
Okay. So are you going to actually race tomorrow, or?
I think they're going to have me be a flagman for the start of some of the classic car races.
Okay, that'd be great.
Forward to that.
Yes, I'm looking forward to filming you.
I'll be here for all 3 days.
And they're going to start about 10 or 11, am I correct?
10 o'clock on Thursday for practices, and then the big race with the Winton Bullet, and it won't be the Bullet, it'll be the Winton car driven by Charlie Waite, and the old Pirate replica here. That'll be at 11 o'clock promptly on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It'll be fun to watch.
I'm glad we can broadcast it on the internet for the people in Germany and Europe and stuff that can't be here. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And what was your name again?
Rod Denon.
Rod Denon.
Yeah, Rudolph Udick was my grandfather, and he was the guy that built the car.
Okay, thanks, Rod.
Okay, buddy. Thank you.
It'd be cool if you get a picture of me too.
Over there?
Yeah, after you threw him.
Sure.
You know, my hat's not going to fit after all this.
Both of these models were built with
What's your name, guy?
Tom Rowe, R-O-E.
Okay. And what's your connection with this car, Mr. Rowe?
Arioles was my great-grandfather.
Okay, I understand. It's a very, very nice car. This is our special friend Ruby from the livinglegendsofautoracing.com, and she's sitting in the old Pirate. Now that's a picture, folks.
Coming a ride around the beach.
Yes. You would have been a natural, Ruby.
Just would have been if I'd have just been here instead of picking cotton.
Oh, that's okay. I'm glad you're here now.
Got here in time. Still have fun.
Well, Ruby, I'm glad you're here now.
Just glad to. Having fun on this gorgeous day and a beautiful ceremony.
Isn't it a nice park?
It sure is a gorgeous park. Look what they've done to it in Ormond Beach. It's
fabulous. And I love getting a picture of you in the car.
Oh, boy, all of these big gadgets to pull and twist. And here we go.
Thanks a lot, Ruby.
Doing great, man.
It's March 27th, and we're down here in Ormond Beach, right next to the world's most famous beach. And yesterday they dedicated the Birthplace of Speed Park, and today they're going to have some exhibition races on the beach and a bunch of old antique cars for us to look at. I'm telling you what, you're in for a treat today.
You're out here with me, Dave on the Beach, and Raven with Daytona Beach Live, Daytona's first internet-only TV station. There's the newly dedicated park.
Do you have extra tape and stuff?
Yes.
All right.
You're looking south. We just came on the Granada approach, and we're down here on Ormond Beach. And you see some of these beautiful old cars down here queuing for the start of this exhibition. There's a Stanley Steamer right in front of us.
Okay, we'll just kind of give you the high sign. There's no Hollywood here. We're real easy. And we'll give you the high sign, and you know more about it than we do. Just go ahead and start explaining.
Well, all right.
You can tell us your name.
Yeah.
Tell us your name and where you're from.
My name is Wayne Howard from Richland, Michigan.
All right.
We trailer down here these 1906 Stanley Steamer Vanderbilt Cup Racer models. There were only two of these originally made, and they were been long since lost, so we reproduced a couple of them. My friend is here with the white one, and I have the green one.
Okay.
And they were not originally equipped with fenders, but they're more user-friendly fenders on them.
Right. So this is an actual replica car that you built.
Yes. It's all tried to make it all in the original design. This is all wood. All wood. The seats are wood. The fenders are wood.
Wow. So,
when was this put together?
Pardon?
When was this one put together?
Yeah, we finished about 3 years ago, I think.
Wow, it sure is gorgeous.
Now, do you sell these in kits also?
No, it took us about
for yourself.
It took us about 5 years to do them.
Okay.
I used a lot of the old photographs and then made engineering drawings off the old photographs.
Excellent, excellent. And what year is this?
1906.
1906.
They went 104
here in 1960 on the beach.
Okay, 104 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fast back in the old days.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, my name's Raven, and this is Dave on the Beach. We're from the Internet TV station. Here, I'll give you one of our cards.
There's got a fire tube boiler in there. There's 2,000 feet of half-inch copper tubing in there.
2,000 feet?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's basically a big boiler.
Yeah, the boiler sits right here. 40-gallon water tank that's here. The two cylinders steam engine under there.
And what heats the water up?
Well, kerosene.
Kerosene. Okay. I smelled it.
Did you rebuild all that?
Yes, we made it up.
What's good? Look at the engine on there.
Yeah. Davey's opening the hood for us.
The steam-powered car here. One of the early cars, 106 miles an hour right down here on this beach. These fenders are made out of wood. The water's heated with kerosene. Were these oil-burning headlamps?
Settling.
Acetylene headlamps. Wow. I think we need one of those for the station, Raven.
Yeah, you drive around.
I think you do too. We just happen to have one. We have a red one. We'll sell you.
All right, that's what we need. A red one would be great.
Look at that, Dave. Look at that thing. That is so cool.
That's one dynamite ride, man.
That's a dynamite ride.
Goodbye, gasoline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, he just closed it. I want to see it.
Are they getting ready to race?
Yeah. Go down here and you can get these. If you wouldn't mind, stay on this side of the laneway here.
Thank you.
That's a Packard Super 8.
I think they're all getting ready to race. We're the Internet TV station. Can we get you guys to talk a little bit about it? Oh, if everybody moves away.
No, that's their car.
Oh, okay. She said, yeah. Would you guys mind hearing a little interview?
After she knows all the high-tech stuff.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Raven. We're from the Internet TV station. Could you tell us a little bit about your car and where you're from and maybe your name and stuff?
Well, that's my husband, Alan Frame.
Hi, Alan. How you doing?
Hey, Al. I'm Dave, and that's Raven.
And it's a 1923 Maxwell Speedster.
What?
1923 Maxwell Speedster.
Great.
Excellent. And did you guys used to, or did this car race down on the beach before?
No.
Okay.
My husband made it.
Oh, you made this car.
Yeah, he can tell you about how he made it.
It's a 23 Maxwell. Maxwell's the forerunner of Chrysler. Walter Chrysler started managing Maxwell in 1923 for the banking business. He took it over in his own name in 1925 and turned this car into Chrysler. I hand built this body for myself. I did everything but the lettering. Tommy Proctor done the lettering. And my wife was supposed to drive it in this race, but she broke her arm, so now she can't drive it. So I had to drive it. I was hoping that she would drive it.
Well, you're not going to let her down, right?
No. It's a 22 horsepower, 4-cylinder, 185 cubic inch, 4.6 quarter reduction rear and 3-speed box. With ashwood covered with 20 gauge steel, acrylic enamel paint. It's all stock standard. I did reboard the engine last winter.
And how did the name Saturday Night Special delivery?
The reason I went with that is I have this vehicle here. I got a 25 Maxwell with a Big Al Speakeasy supply on it, and I wanted to, that was the sponsor of this car, and the Saturday night delivery was special. My wife was a crew chief. I have this foxhole because I was raised in a foxhole valley, 50 miles south of Rochester. My name is the White Lightning, and for a number on the back, I was in the first destroyer that I was on. All destroyers in the Navy are called tin cans.
Okay.
And so I was the first. Well, USS Walden was the first, and I was on that in the 40s. And so for a number, I picked 699. It's all, and the wood is all natural cherry wood. I steam bunted cherry wood.
That's great.
And my wife, good wife over there, is a good help with the whole thing.
Give credit where credit's due, or pay dearly forever after.
No, we've been married 50 years.
Over 50 years, so.
51 in May.
Well, thanks an awful lot for talking with us.
Thank you. Yeah.
There you see and hear another Stanley Steamer. That's the Maxwell, the forerunner of the Chrysler. That's an Italian entry from Milano.
How are you?
Stanley Steamers everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you a card. My name's Raven, and this is Dave on the beach from
Good meeting you, man.
What's your name, guy?
Meyer, Don Meyer.
Don Meyer?
Willie K. Vanner from Stanley. That's the thing right there. Fastest thing on the beach.
They remade those cars.
Yes, all of them are remade, actually. Yeah.
Down there.
This car has remade coachwork on it, but the rest of the car is identical to Barney when Barney had it.
Wow.
Well, who was Barney?
Barney Oldfield.
Who was Barney Oldfield?
Man.
Oh, man.
Who was Barney Oldfield?
You have to ask him.
Well,
it's a long story.
Barney is probably the most famous
race
figure
car
on
driver.
Ormond Beach ever.
If you're going to run interviews, you have to know who Barney Oldfield is.
I'm going to pull one in here. I wanted you to.
We got a car coming in here.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that, huh, Dave? This car had a number of land speed records. It actually was not this car. This is Green Dragon number 4. There were 4 or maybe 5 of these built that belonged to Oldfield eventually in their declining years. This one was left in an airport hangar in Lorain, Ohio, by a guy named Bill Long, who got the car from Oldfield as a present, I guess. The chassis is all exactly as it was originally. It's an overhead valve, 1904.
1904?
It's the oldest legitimate race car here.
Wow.
That Pope Toledo here is also original. Belongs to the same guy.
Which one is that?
This one here.
The white one?
That's the Vanderbilt Pope. That's the car that finished there, the original Vanderbilt race.
What are some of these things in the
just lubricators,
firewall
nothing fancy. They're just driving oil to the engine. Let me turn these off as you speak. I'm glad you... Sorry, I bumped it in.
Okay.
But, yeah, they just lubricate. Those 4 on the bottom lubricate the transmission.
I see.
And the other lubricates the engine.
And now, is this an oil?
It's an oil
reservoir?
Right. That's right, yeah.
Wow.
It puts grip oil onto the main bearings and the pistons.
Wow.
It has 2, so we got 4
cylinder.
Right. 4 cylinders, yeah. 4 cylinders, hemispherical head, overhead valve.
Wow, a
Hemi head in 1904. Yeah.
Wow.
Very
Overhead
amazing.
valve. Wow.
And it wasn't the only one. There were other examples of hemispherical. This is a blind head, hemispherical head.
What kind of horsepower did this 4 put out?
Well, they called it 60. I mean, that's all formula. It doesn't have anything to do with reality. There's the girl on the Indian again. It's great. Gotta get a picture of her.
It's a real Indian.
That's so great, isn't it? Yeah.
That's a real Indian right there.
He's going to ride the Near car now. Look, this thing is called a Near car because it's very near to a car. The guy who invented it was a guy named Naracker. That's his name.
The Racker?
Naracker was his name.
Naracker.
So they called it a Near car. And it has steering like a car, if you notice.
Yeah.
And it's the latter-day scooter. I mean, it's basically like a scooter, but they ride beautifully. They're not, of course, very fast. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool bike. Very rare thing.
Really?
Built in America, yeah. But he's got it going now. The little single cylinder thing. Oh, he's a character, that guy. He rides the big 45 Virginia. Yeah. He got it pretty nicely crossed up there before I was down. Get first. But this thing had all the little bit speed records on track records, some of which you can see on the tail there, all in the year 1904. And it was not actually this car. It's number 3 that had all those records. It had this identical engine and chassis.
Well, thanks a
This
lot
car
for
is
talking
number 4, and it was built for in October of 1904 out of mostly junk from the other cars that got wrecked.
I was going to ask if the other cars were still around.
No. Well, they were. Number 3 survived into the teens. And we don't know what happened to it. This one just happened. I guess it got wrecked.
So maybe this is the only one left?
It's definitely the only one left. They only built 4 of them. So
wow.
You got some oil down there.
Yeah, for sure.
Didn't know.
No charge for the oil. The oil's free. We even leave it for you.
Well,
it's all right.
nothing's
You
broke.
can pick it up, put it in your car.
Yeah, as long as it's not broke.
This is an original car.
How to blow your doors off. You'll see.
We have some preliminary boasting among the drivers here.
Oh, hey, Jeff. Take these for Liz. We want to to take care of you up the road.
Gentlemen, you involved in this?
Run again? Yeah.
My name's TheRaven, right here with Dave on the beach from Wolf Dog Production. Together we're Daytona Beach Live and we're showing you the cool stuff, baby. These are all the old cars that started the history of motor racing, turned it into what it is today. 100 years ago, this is the celebration, the centennial of the birthplace of speed here in Ormond Beach, Florida, USA. We're Daytona Beach Live, and we're the baddest TV station in the world, baby.
Introduce the people, everything at the down at the race on the beach. I said in November, and he said, "I'll be glad to." I said, "Well, what's it going to cost me?" He said, "It ain't going to cost you nothing. I'll do it for nothing." So Roland said, or Claude said, "Can I video it?" And Claude said, "I said, how much that going to cost?" He said, "Nothing." And so anyhow, it cost me 3 T-shirts. I gave each a T-shirt. And they were down here, and that's what started this. And then, of course, we needed music, and it needed a sound system. So I went to Peppermint Patty, and I asked Patty if she would come down here with her sound system and sing a national anthem and all that. She said, "I'd be glad to." So we made a deal. I didn't get away with a T-shirt for her, though. But anyhow, sitting down, and that is the beginning of this. That's rolling. He talks on the radio, and we know it's all. Down here at the exhibition races for the birthplace of speed. It all started right here in Ormond Beach, Florida, 100 years ago this weekend.
cars. Nobody has seen these cars run against each other for many, many years. This is a historical event.
It's dynamite, Raven. Right down here where it all started, watching these Stanley Steamers. He's going to turn the time of the day, I believe.
Stanley Steamer in the right-hand lane getting off to a fast start. Right now, looks like that's the lead. Front side, you'll see a picture of Bill France standing with his helmet and goggles next to a car just like this. Notice the gold sticker on there. When Bill France had his garage going, it was a Gulf gas station. Sir, what is the make and model of the car? 1935 Ford replica of Bill France's car. What is your name?
35 Ford, 3-window coupe out there. Bill France replica.
Famous and legendary owner and car builder Ray Fox. In the left-hand lane from Ormond Automotive here locally in Dixie Quarter of the committee is Gary Dernum from Ormond Automotive. This is Suzanne Hetty, the chairman of the Birthplace Speed Committee. Bill France car 37 miles an hour. A nice gentlemanly pace. I'm going to kind of wander down the beach, see how far I can get. Government County will be watching me. Over here. I'm going up to a gentleman that has been around this sport for about 40 years, taking motorsports pictures. He recently retired from the Daytona International Speedway Corporation. He has taken out.
And then I have to pay you guys $25
what they have to repair, what they have to do.
I tell you, when kids, I walk around there and they didn't know what, and I see kids sneaking.
We're with John Gutman,
how come you guys didn't pay to come out?
Welcome to this
That's enough money. How much you got? What you got?
NASCAR cars.
Did you? I drove on the beach. Incidentally, I'm the oldest that drive a race. Probably not what you put it in.
You have rookie mechanics, rookie plants, part of NASCAR production out here. I put that down here. Describe what you have to do.
And didn't know it, but hell, the factory was there with 2 cars on beat up like 14 miles an hour. 2 factories there. Do you remember Bud talking about? Hell yeah. Well, my daughter married his son. Now, Bud died. What's Bud talking about? Oh, yeah.
These guys got high gear.
The right chain on both sides of this car.
Hi, my name's TheRaven from Internet TV station Daytona Beach-Live.com. We're standing right here at the Birthplace of Speed exhibition races with Mr. Hilly Ryan.
Glad to have you here. And I understand this is going to go all over the world.
This is going to go all over the world to 75 countries. We're pulling 17,000 hits a day now, Mr. Hilly.
Is that right? You think some of the people that hate my guts are going to see this?
No. I think they're going to love
where
you.
I live.
They're going to love you, buddy. Don't tell them where you live so they won't come by.
They can't shoot you through the internet.
This is a good
1912 Ford.
It's the 100th anniversary. And of course, you know, I'm the one who got to roll the deal in this. And Peppermint Patty. And tomorrow will be a big day. But
today is just exhibition race.
Just exhibition today. Tomorrow we'll have a ball run down. And we have, there's a whole bunch of antique cars here.
Original
about a half a dozen.
I love it. Nancy and Philip
But now it's going to be a big day tomorrow.
I like this guy.
We're going to be here tomorrow, too.
Okay.
And we filmed the dedication yesterday in the park also.
Did you really?
You betcha. And I ran that on the internet 3 times last night.
Good.
You're
doing a good job. We're glad to have you here. Now, remember, you called me about 2 months ago.
You betcha.
Like coming here. Then you got hooked up with Claude.
Yep, Miss Audrey Peretti.
Yeah, and Audrey, Yep, well, Audrey, I got her down here in when Olds was here in 1997.
After the exhibition,
anniversary, and I got them down here then. And Audrey has been super great stories. She's a real nice lady. I like her. Good lady and a good writer. Okay. See you tomorrow.
You're on.
Ready? This here's the fastest Mickey Wood.
Wow, you're going to she holds the record of the fastest woman ever driving on the beach.
The fastest woman ever driving on the beach.
50.375.
And how much did that ticket cost her?
150.375 miles per hour.
Great.
That was driving a Chrysler.
That was a Pontiac.
From Pontiac.
I drive Chrysler, Thunderbird. I drove all kinds of cars. But I still hold the record on the beach.
Wonderful.
In 58, you came over to when I went down through there with the Plymouth, you came over and asked me who set the car up, went down through at 123 mile an hour, and the factory cars only went down at 114, and you came over and asked who set it up. Remember that? And I said, I don't know who set it up. I got it off the truck last Wednesday.
That's amazing. Say her name again, Hilly.
Vicky Wood.
Vicky Wood, okay.
Everybody knows Vicky Wood in the racing world.
I wanted to be sure they heard it. Those engines are loud.
And she's going to be here for a long, long time.
Great.
She's 39 now, and she expects to see her till she's 100.
Well, we'll watch for her every year. We've got Tommy Elmore here. Tommy Elmore is the only living driver from the race from 1936, he says.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about that race that year.
Well, that was the first race they had on the old beach road course. And I drove there several times. I finished third in the first race and should have won it if they'd run it by the race. Well, what they said they were going to use was the route. But I drove 4 or 5 races at different times. I drove for Red Boat. Red Boat was a real good mechanic that everybody knows in NASCAR. This is pre-NASCAR. And I gave up racing in 1941. I got married in 41. I think, well, I've had my fun, about 8.5 years of it, so I haven't raced now.
Great. Now, you were racing down on the south end of the beach, right?
Yeah, right at the very south end. That's the first race Bill put on. Bill France and I were good friends.
How many years did you race down there?
Well, I don't know. I raced from 36 to 41.
Wow.
But I didn't race every race. I wasn't a professional driver. I just did it for fun.
How many different cars did you drive?
Well, usually 39 Fords, 34, 39, because the Fords were the ones that run on the stage.
Did you build the cars that you ran? Or?
This was a stock car race, 36.
I see.
I bought a brand new one right off the showroom floor. And a funny thing happened, they were about to disqualify me at the inspection after the time trial. They said I had a fast cam in my car. And it turned out that I did have. And I did not know it. I just bought the car off the showroom floor. But at the time, there had to be 100 cars made with that in it. And Ford had put out 100 cars. So I got in. But my car run 5 miles an hour faster than any of the Fords down there. Which didn't hurt.
All right, you've been listening to Tommy Elmore, one of the original racers down here, racing down on the south end of the beach today. He's up here looking at this centennial celebration of the birthplace of speed.
I'm Vicky Wood, and I still hold the record on the beach of 150.375, and I'd love to do it again, but things have changed, and we can't do it anymore. So these are a few of the cars. This is how I got started. I was the first woman to drive the Daytona track. I was the first woman to drive the Atlanta track. There's the Chrysler that I drove on the beach also. There's Bill France Jr. when they opened up the new track over on the International Speedway.
That's you shaking everybody's hand.
Yeah. That's how I got started. I had a lot of fun. But
that was Vicky Wood.
What time will be on
20 minutes after it's done.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage you to take a look on the web at DaytonaBeach-Live.com.
Down here for the race.
There will be some live cam action
Where else
for
would
the
it
things
be,
you've been
right?
seeing here today. And that's before the newscast get in tonight. Dan Smith back in the lane there, the black car you see sitting there is a three-quarter replica of the Ransom E. Owens Pirate.
Oh, yeah. You catch that, didn't you? The black one? David's getting ready to take off.
To get this very special replica. This is a museum piece, ladies and gentlemen. The copy of the Ransom E. Owens Pirate. Here comes history. There's nothing no more historic ladder than this pirate coming up. This is the General Motors the original car. This is for all intents and purposes the car that ran here.
They're talking about the car in the other lane here, the old Pirate, the black car.
Steve Moskowitz, the General Motors Racer. Three-quarter replica. Oh, he stalled it. Hey, got a head start. The 1903 Oldsmobile Pirate. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as he goes past. Tomorrow it will be matched up against a Winton car. And we will reenact the race of 1903. This is the first run that this Pirate has had on the beach. Reenacting 100 years of beach racing. Public Information Director Joe Radcliffe is with me from the city of Ormond Beach. I have to thank the city for all the great things you guys have done, Joe.
Well, I want to thank you for helping us set this up, and it's been a great partnership. It's one of the things cities really look for. We got about 20 organizations involved, including organizations that I see, publications from Daytona Beach. And we've got great support from everybody. The Convention Visitors Bureau put in $15,000 to help with the media and advertising in the region for this event. It's just been a really great partnership.
A great partnership, and it puts the eyes of the world on Ormond Beach. There's a lot of international attention been placed on this event, Joe.
Yeah, we've gotten calls from. Got an email yesterday. Chicago Sun-Times on a story. We've got. A lot of Toronto's been running, they've run several stories, Toronto Sun. We've got a lot of interest. We got a web broadcaster here. If you guys are on the internet, try Daytona Beach-Live.com. You can pull up a web broadcast of this entire event. Thanks to a local web broadcaster, goes by the name of TheRaven. He does a nice clean website, does a lot of events. Daytona Beach, Thompson at Lighthouse, Bike Week, a lot of other things. He's filming this entire event. He's here today, right now, filming, and he'll get that outside, and he'll be here tomorrow as well.
Joe Radcliffe, Public Information Officer, City of Ormond Beach, and I got to tell you something.
Boy, Joe, thank you.
He was told to be here at this.
There it is, a three-quarter replica of the original
all over the world. Consulted with John D. He wanted to live to be 100
He ran in this race in 1903.
He was told that Ormond Beach would be the climate where he had lived to the age of 100. Well, they lied. He only lived to be 97 and a half years old. All together now.
How do you like that windshield?
Yeah, I don't like a guy that takes a picture of you.
Hey man, my name's TheRaven from Daytona Beach-Live.com. Daytona Beach's first internet station. We're here with Mr. Bill Barnes. He owns this car. This is a Stanley Steamer. Bill, where were you?
Pennsylvania, Central Pennsylvania, Lewiston.
Okay. And could you tell us a little bit about your car?
Yeah, it was one of the cars built in 06 for the Vanderbilt Cup race. It was a factory Stanley car. So Stanley had the world speed record, 127 mile an hour. This is similar to the rocket car that actually ran on this beach.
Okay.
So, but it was made for Vanderbilt races. But it's still we're having a good time here though.
When was this one built?
1906.
I mean, this actual car, this one.
1906.
This is not a replica of this.
No, this is an original car.
This is an original
Right.
car.
He had a few original pieces from this one, and then he had to add some pieces, manufacture some.
Sure.
But it started out as an original car. This
That's
one.
interesting because somebody told us there were only replicas on the beach this morning earlier.
Some original pieces. It depends. I don't know what you. Most cars, early cars, aren't many parts left.
Right.
And I have a few original pieces, so I like.
But this one didn't start out as a kit car.
No.
So this is really a Stanley Steamer. All right.
Something that's really rare on this car is a single-digit 6 plate, which is from Pennsylvania.
Could you show us that?
Yeah, it's on the front. I collect Pennsylvania license plates. It's the lowest plate known for Pennsylvania. That's the first year. That's a real rare plate. Yeah, that's a $5 plate.
Is that really a real plate?
Yeah, what's that?
Is that really a real plate?
Yeah, that's a real plate, yep.
Man, that thing must be worth some bucks.
Yeah, it's a good plate.
Wow.
What's that?
It's the lowest Pennsylvania plate known.
The lowest known Pennsylvania plate. It's right out here on the beach
there
with
on
us.
that car.
1906 on the number 6 Vanderbilt Stanley Steamer. It's out here today for the anniversary.
What's the name of your site?
Centennial anniversary of the Birthplace of
That'd be
Speed.
great. Hey, sure you will, huh? What are you doing down here?
I live here.
There's a 180-mile-an-hour car.
Oh man, this looks like the street version of the Stanley Racer right here.
Hey, it sure is. That's a Stanley Steamer for sure. A little Roadster. That was the 180-mile-an-hour car. I don't know what that is. It looks like a Lotus to me. This is the little Stanley Steamer Roadster you were just looking at.
Ray Lindsay from Long Island and Flagler Beach. We're here 3-4 months of the year and in Long Island the rest. This is a 13 Stanley. I've had it 29 years. Someone asked me how long it took me to operate it or learn to operate it, and I told them 28 and a half. And perhaps that isn't even true. I guess I'm still learning. Vinny, you perhaps want to ask a question or two.
Did you say you'd owned this car 13 years?
Pardon?
How long did you say you'd owned this particular car?
29 years.
29 years. Wow. How many miles do you suppose you've put on the car?
Probably 8 or 10,000. I've driven it on national meets at least 20 times.
How many states has the car been in?
Probably 15 and Canada.
Wow.
I have a question for you. This Stanley Steamer looks like a version of a street version. Am I correct there? The one we just looked at looked like a racer. This one here seems more like a family car.
Well, actually, you're entirely right. It is the production model for John Q. Public sales. I think it cost about $1,200 or $1,300 brand new. Whereas, incidentally, a Model T is then costing $490 or $475.
As compared to this.
So it was a luxury car in its day, for sure.
Semi-luxury. Cadillacs were much more expensive.
Well, what was your name again?
Ray Lindsay.
Ray Lindsay?
Ray Lindsay.
Okay, thanks a lot for talking to us, Ray.
Very good. Very good.
Well, we also 75 countries watching. Wow.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
He's going to be blazing down the speed.
We're going to line all these cars up for us. The pictures about a lot of people.
They need to be my age, yeah.
I'm Dave with Wolf Dog Productions. I'm out here with Raven from Daytona Beach Live, Daytona's first internet-only TV station.
They got an exhibition race going on. This is the centennial anniversary of the birthplace of speed right here in Ormond Beach. Back in 1903, they started racing right here on the beach. The actual first race was gone down. It was an Oldsmobile Pirate and a Winton machine. And those two cars raced in 1903, and that's what started the whole thing. This is the celebration of that event, and I'm right here with Dave from Wolf Dog Productions. I am TheRaven, and we're showing you the cool stuff.
We're out here 100 years later, Raven.
That's right, I'm getting old, Dave. Okay. That'd be great.
I'll be right back.
You're looking at an American LaFrance.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Got someone going to get the owner of this vehicle.
The seat looks like something out of your house, huh?
Got chains on both sides.
1911.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on.
It's a 1911 American LaFrance. This is a 10-liter. It is a period speedster, just like they would have built back in that period. We tried to spend as much time on the detail as we could. When they did this event, they would take the family car, actually dismantle it up at the house, and come down here and race it. And that was just how it was done. 10-liter. It's a gigantic engine.
What kind of horsepower does that thing
70
produce?
horsepower. It should, the way it's geared right now, it should do 100 mile an hour.
Wow.
At 1,400 RPM. It's a twin cam. You got to imagine, 1911. Cars were in their infancy. It was twin cam. It had shock absorbers. It had, you look at this, 3-speed. If you look at the gas pedal, this thing has cruise control. See the cam?
Amazing.
Tachometers, or the period tachometer. You know, here's your fuel pump. You go, and that pressurizes, and you shut it off, and the gas is now forced up to the carburetor.
This is beautifully made. Is it a replica or is it actually the car?
We bought it 10 years ago and we finished it yesterday.
Man.
This is, it's not a bunch of modern parts. It is of that. It's a period race car.
Restoration.
It's a period race car. And very beautiful. We didn't try to make it anything more than what it is.
It's a gorgeous car. I mean, the machine work and everything on it looks like an aircraft.
We made cast parts. We did whatever we had.
You were just listening to John Weiser talk about that beautiful American LaFrance. Now you're looking out here at this three-quarter replica, three-quarter size replica of the Olds Pirate.
A lot of this stuff that you got to ask.
Two-cylinder car.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Two pistons, 180 degrees from each other. And he's having a little trouble getting it fired up out there. A three-quarter scale reproduction of the original car to run out here in 1903. The Olds Pirate. There is a model of this car made in Vancouver that's sitting in the park. It was dedicated yesterday to the birthplace of speed on Atlantic Avenue in Granada, in Ormond Beach. And you're up here on Ormond Beach again today. The 27th of March, 2003, a centennial celebration of the birthplace of speed. It's firing, but it doesn't seem to want to start.
Scavenging part, just back to the right over the bottom, and return the oil. Well, the scavenging pump overtakes the pressure pump, and because they're on the same casting, when the scavenging pump runs dry, the sump runs dry, the pressure pump draws air through the plate, and it won't suck oil. So we've been gradually restricting that. So if this tank starts to overflow and you lose oil pressure, you know that there's no oil in the crankcase and it's sucking air. So what I do is I take this, flip the floorboard out.
The guy who did all this. Okay. Well, we're from the internet TV station. We'd like to get you on film here.
Very good. Thank you guys for coming. We had a beautiful day for racing. All these vintage racers have turned out very well. I think you'll agree. It turned out to be a beautiful day.
Excellent day.
We have some of the most powerful racers and the best collection of turn-of-the-century race cars ever assembled any place on Earth. This collection is the most impressive collection. If you go to a racing event like this, you'll see two, maybe three. You'll never see this many. And tomorrow we have 20 more coming. So there'll be an even bigger group tomorrow. It'll be something to see, something to remember, I think.
Now, am I correct in saying that this is an exhibition race today, and tomorrow you guys are going to have an actual race?
We will. It'll still be slow. The actual racing will still be slow. We're going to have a reenactment of the very first race. We have a Winton racer coming in the Olds Pirate that you saw. And that will be 100 years to the day. We'll have international flags along the beach. We'll have antique planes fly over to the singing of the national anthem.
Nice.
We're going to have them all. Just carry on.
What was your name once again?
Dan Smith.
Dan Smith.
Dan
nice
Smith.
To meet you, Dan.
Do you know how many entrants there are in this event, Dan?
Approximately 50 cars and 15 bikes.
Wow.
We'll have those here tomorrow.
Do you know how many states are represented here?
Oh, geez.
Turn the wheel like that.
The farthest one we have is either Phoenix or Ontario. I'm not sure which ones. If I have to take a ruler to figure that out.
Right.
But, Phoenix, Arizona, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
Great.
The Rance Steele's Pirate. This is a minute. I can get this away and stick to the herb. And the man with a plan, I tell you what, Dick Balsley has been working his fanny audition run with the Ransom Eels three-quarter version of the Pirate. Hello there. I'd like to thank WELE 1380 AM radio station that's been doing a lot of the broadcasting.
Pretty good. How you doing? Nice day, huh?
This Raven, how you doing?
Pretty good, Roland. How you doing?
Really good. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for this video footage. Tell us what we're going to see on the web.
In about 20 minutes, we're going to blast all this video to the world to over 75 countries. We're pulling about 17,000 hits a day. And we're going to show this historical event to the whole wide world. And then we're going to put it in reruns and run it over and over and over after this event is long gone.
Once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, the centennial event. It is DaytonaBeach-Live.com. Thanks for providing that to us.
Right. And you have a link on our page now also.
Yeah, you can go to birthplacespeed2003.com, very top of the page. Click on that, it goes directly to the site. And then what do they click on once they get to your site?
Basically, they'll need a real player, and they click on either the 56K channel or the broadband channel, and they'll start their real player, and they're watching TV on the net.
The real player is given to you free. You can download it free on the net, and you can watch it live. Thanks, Raven. Appreciate it.
You just heard Roland Villa. He's the master of ceremonies for the event out here today, sponsored by the newspaper, Daytona Beach News Journal.
How you doing, Dave?
There's the Raven from Daytona Beach Live.
I'm going to tell you what, I'm having me a good time at the centennial of the birthplace of speed right here in Ormond Beach, Florida. This is where it all started, Dave. If none of this stuff would have happened, we wouldn't have NASCAR today.
We gave the Raven a little day off from behind his camera lens, put him in an administrative position down here today, and it's working out great. That way,
Dave.
you all get to see him quicker on the internet.
Thanks.
Yeah, Dick took off. He likes to be unknown. Yeah, he took off. I don't.
Got it, okay.
Good job.
Oh, we need to know. John, we need to know. People want to know. You want to use the phone? I don't even know I have one.
That's sharp. You got it smart. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, thanks, lady.
It's like an additional Stanley Steamer. Going to try out their speed, I guess, for today before they lose their chance.
Hey man, my name's TheRaven from DaytonaBeach-Live.com. We're Daytona Beach, Florida's first internet-only TV station. I'm right here with Dave on the beach from Wolf Dog Productions. And together we're Daytona Beach Live, and we're blasting the centennial event of the birthplace of speed around the world. I want to take this time to say a special thanks to the folks out at www.prohosting.com for all the killer bandwidth they've been giving us and the hosting of our page. If you need any help with your hosting and web e-commerce needs, they can help you out. www.prohosting.com, the killer, most awesome web hosting company in the world. We also want to take say a special thanks to the Best Inn and Suites, Beaches Oceanfront over at 1299 South Atlantic Avenue, right here in Daytona Beach, Florida, USA. Call them on their 1-800 number, 1-888-860-6383. My name is TheRaven, and that's Dave on the beach, and we're Daytona Beach Live.
show you a hot rod.
You're on.
Hey man, my name's TheRaven. We're sitting right here in Ormond Beach, and Dave on the Beach's truck from Wolf Dog Productions. And I'll tell you what, if you guys are checking out this event that we're broadcasting around the world, or you're thinking about coming to Daytona Beach and you want to know what's going on here in Daytona Beach, all you have to do is check out our friends over at www.DaytonaBeachKnowItAll.com. They have all the info on where to eat, where to stay, things to do, movies, radio stations, TV stations, you name it. DaytonaBeachKnowItAll.com has it. Go check them out. You'll see what I mean. Oh, don't forget, they got a link on our page, baby. They must be cool.
There's memorabilia.
We're back over here at the casements. We're going to have another look at some of these old cars and some of the ones they wouldn't bring down on the beach. There's TheRaven. You're out here with Dave on the beach from Wolf Dog Productions, and Raven with Daytona Beach Live, Daytona's first internet-only TV station. Getting some video of this historic event, the centennial celebration of the birthplace of speed up in Ormond Beach. Hey, Raven.
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Great, man.
We're over here in Ormond Beach at the park at the casements, and we're going to show you some really, really cool stuff now.
Where they can convert them over to Tampa Bay area. One time take them from Roadster, supposing well, you're not going to bring just about 10 cows. You're not going to bring 50, maybe even 100 cows, because that's not worth 3 months sitting out in that heat of those mosquitoes. So sometimes they would bring 300. 500, 1,000.
I guess this would be the definition of a horseless carriage, Dave.
Sure looks like a carriage without the horses, Raven.
That's right, and they got a little tiny motor in here with some exposed fans. I think if you put your finger down there, it might just chop your fingernail right off.
I could probably rig up a little device with a cage and have Lucky sit in there and run like heck, and he could probably move that baby.
Look at this setup down here, Dave. It's got dual fans. Had to be very innovative for that year. You can see the spark plug on the top.
That thing looks a little bit like the server that you run the station with, Raven.
Yeah, antique.
It sounded like lightning snapping all over the place because it's about 50 guys that are cracking their whips. Getting these cattle over to the Tampa.
This is a Winton, it's like the ones, yeah.
Mainly I use that mainly because it's the only one I can find with the proper
car, Dave.
Somebody put the flywheel on.
That's a real cool car.
And they put a starter. They had this great big, pretty good shape doing it.
Very.
So I got it. The only one I can find with the right.
This is a Winton.
I need to jump in. Yeah. Most of them as well. This originally had on a couple of things.
Hey Dave, it looks like we got a bunch of food over here at the food court. This looks like the fair to me, man.
Yeah, just like Carnival out here, Raven.
You bet. And the people can hear all the sounds and they can see the sights, but they cannot smell the smell.
Boy, they ought to smell the lemonade and the cotton candy out here. Here's our racing friend, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky. I'm just trying to get something to eat.
We were just looking at all the food courts. It reminds me of the fair.
Yeah.
It smells good. All the people can see the sounds and they can hear the sounds and see the sights, but they can't smell the smell.
Oh, that's for sure.
That was the lady that holds the world speed record on Daytona Beach.
And she is a very, very cool lady too, huh, Dave?
Vicky's great.
She gives me a hug every time I see her, just about. You're on.
There's the popcorn
TV.
lady.
I'm on internet TV.
They call themselves the Halifax Country Band, in fact. So please come out tomorrow at 2 o'clock. 2 days a week. On Saturday.
Kiwanis International out here. Gorgeous little park down here on the Halifax River. And a beautiful day. Thursday, 27th of March, 2003. You're out here in Ormond Beach.
Here, Dave.
It's a 19.4. Columbia Mark 14.
This has dual exhaust. It's got dual carbon.
Could I get you to repeat a bunch of that here for that camera right there on the internet TV station?
Oh.
And if you guys wouldn't mind us filming, you guys can even be in if you want.
No, that's all right.
You know, we can film him talking a little bit about the car.
Yeah. Oh, my name's George Dragone from Bridgeport, Connecticut, and I'm the owner of this 1904 Columbia. It was built in Hartford, Connecticut. It's a two-cylinder car. One of the first American cars that have the engine under the hood. Most of the early cars, the engines were under the body. It's also one of the earliest to have a 3-speed gearbox with a regular clutch. Most of the early cars were planetary transmissions, and it's a left-hand drive. One of the things that was sort of state-of-the-art at the time was the body. It's a rear entrance tonneau. They did not have side doors yet at that time. So your extra packages and things were stored in these wicker baskets on them that are mounted on the side of the body. Most people comment when they come up to this car today about the smooth tires. It has all-white smooth tires. But that was correct for the time. Back in 1904, that's all you could get was smooth, light gray or all-white tires. They really didn't have treaded tires until around 1908 or 1909.
Wow.
So that's very correct for the time.
Has kerosene side lamps and a tail light.
This way, get the dashboard.
And the headlights are carbide. This is the carbide tank for the headlights, and carbide is a powder that when mixed with water creates a gas, and you light the headlights like you would a press-to-light type of things. So there's a lot of gadgets people ask about. This has all types of lubrication, which was another thing that was very advanced for the time. Each one of those brass pumps there and do something. They either lubricate parts of the transmission, the throw bearing, the clutch. So that's one of the things about this car is you just can't just step up to it, put the switch on, and crank it. You have to lubricate everything first. So, which is kind of advanced for that time.
How long have you owned the car?
I've owned the car for about 4 years. I bought it from a collector who restored it in 1960. So this is sort of an old restoration, but it's held up pretty well.
How much have you driven it?
I've driven it quite a bit, as much as possible. Top speed is around 30 miles an hour. So it's been on quite a few tours. It's actually been to London, England, for the London to Brighton Run, which is a yearly reenactment. It's a 52-mile run from London to the town of Brighton that reenacts an 1896 emancipation run for the early cars. So this has been, I didn't take it, but the previous owner has taken it there 3 or 4 times. It's been to Bermuda. There's a couple tags. It's been to a tour to Bermuda. Been across country a few times. So.
And where did they manufacture the car originally?
In Hartford, Connecticut.
Hartford, Connecticut.
It was the company that originally built the Columbia bicycle.
Okay.
It was Colonel Albert Pope started the company back in the 1800s. And the turn of the century, the 20th century, he got into the car business. So the name Columbia was carried over from bicycles to the cars. So they built both electric and gasoline cars.
Okay, and what year was it again?
This is in 1904.
1904.
But the Columbia gasoline cars were built from 1898 to 1912. And by 1912, he had made millions of dollars, and then he actually invested more money in the electric cars than the gasoline cars. And by 1912, the electric starter came out on Cadillac. So the electric
took a dive.
Just like the steam cars. By 1912 or so, no one wanted steam or electric because gasoline cars were much more improved.
Sure.
You go farther.
What's funny is we're going back to electric now.
Yeah, well, it'll be some time.
Took a long time to get there.
True, that's right.
Well, hey, guy, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah.
What was your name again?
I'm George Dragon.
George Dragon?
Yeah.
Glad to meet you, George.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks a lot. My name's Raven. This is Dave on the Beach from Wolf Dog Productions.
Dave on the Beach.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
See you later.
No jumping over the side there.
Right, you can step up here and open the door, and there's a little step right there. You step on that, and you're in the carriage.
Yeah, that's designed.
It's cool, isn't it? Very functional.
1904 was about the last year for that rear entrance. Then they went to side doors.
Okay. I like the rear entrance one myself.
Yeah.
It's nice. Classy.
Another Stanley Steamer. A couple of them. Hope you can appreciate the beauty of the machine work and the tooling that goes into these beautiful little cars out here.
No, I'm not.
You wish to.
Probably here somewhere.
It's an airplane engine. It's 1 year.
and then the chassis, and but it won a race in Holland. He told us a little bit about it, but I'm sorry.
And didn't it run here on the beach too?
I believe it did. Yeah.
Got some sand on it. Hopefully it didn't.
Yeah. Oh, I meant back in the old days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it
and I believe somebody told me that, yeah, it held some records or something.
It's very loud, we heard.
Are you the owner of the car?
Yeah, I thought it fell on the ground. Before the EPA was involved.
It's a 1921 Mercedes.
21 Mercedes-Benz Racer.
This one has a Benz airplane engine.
Huh? It's also got a big old chain on it, too.
This is a Mercedes-Benz Racer with a 230 horsepower engine. A 6-cylinder dual overhead cam. Mercedes airplane engine. 18.8 liter. The giant Rabbit the First. Built in 1921. Amazing vehicle. What do you think, Raven?
I think it looks real fast even today.
You wouldn't mind driving it to work, would you?
No, if I had that car and I could afford it, I'd drive it once or twice to work just to show it off. It's a cool car.
Out here milling around at the birthplace of speed.
I'm glad they have this event where they get all these cars together. I don't remember a place at one time in one place that I've ever seen this many real antique cars together besides a museum. And usually at a museum you can't get this close to the cars, you know.
It's a super collection. We were told it was going to be awesome to come over here, but I didn't know it would be this good.
Glad we made it. Thanks, Roland. Hey, you guys own it?
Here's another strictly racing car.
TV station. I'd like to do an interview with you. That's okay. Maybe talk to us a little bit about the car. You know more about it than me.
The camera's on, so.
Oh, okay. Well, my name's Tom Mittler. I'm from Three Rivers, Michigan.
Okay, really? I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan myself, original. I know where that's at.
So, this is the first time they've done this. And this is what, the 100th anniversary?
Yep, it's the centennial 100-year anniversary of the first race in Ormond Beach. How everything got started, I guess. Now, did this car run on the beach back then?
1922.
1922, and did it hold some speed records? It looks pretty fast.
Yeah, it did. It went 180 mile an hour. It's a World War I Wisconsin aircraft engine in it.
Wow.
And it's really a lot of fun.
180 miles an hour, that's pretty
fast. To come down
fast.
here, they gave me a lobotomy, and I could drive it.
Hey, they did that to me in Michigan before I left, too. You gotta watch that, Steve.
Have you driven it 3 miles a minute, Tom?
Oh, no.
Well,
absolutely not.
I don't blame
you.
you.
No intention to.
But it still does run, and did you run it on the beach this morning?
This morning.
Okay.
Are you lined up to run tomorrow?
Yeah.
Who are you supposed to run against?
I don't think it's that structured.
Not worried about your competition, then, we can say.
No. I think it's just going out and having fun and putting on a show.
Great.
It's excellent that it still runs after all these years. It's a fine piece of machinery.
Well, it isn't one that you really take to the grocery store.
Right. More functional than
so it has a limited purpose and people don't drive it.
Right.
How many years did this car actually run on the beach?
I can't answer that. Maybe just in 22, and then it became it went to the different state fairs in the Midwest.
An exhibition car.
And this is the name of the car here, the Wisconsin Special?
Yeah. Sig Hogdale was the driver. Okay.
Thanks a lot, John.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay.
Nice to talk to you. We got a 1937 Cord out here. We're going to let Harry Van Eiderstein tell you a little bit about it. He brought the car down here.
Well, I live in New Smyrna Beach. It's a
Cabriolet, convertible coupe, roll-up windows, carries a V8 engine, front-wheel drive, and they were very fast cars and lovely to drive, nice on the highway.
I see a lot of replicas of the Cord, but this one is a real Cord, is it not?
It's a real one.
Golly. How long have you had it?
I've had it about 10 years, I guess, and I traded it. I traded for it and then had to restore it.
What did you trade?
A Will St. Clair.
Aha.
That was a V8 in 1926.
Goodness.
Can you do me a favor and shoot a picture of that dashboard, Dave? This thing has an awesome dashboard.
Sure, we'll get that.
Okay, just film all this stuff. Yeah, we'll be running this after we leave here, probably about 20 minutes or so I'll be on the
Real Cord. Owned by Mr. Eicher. And he drove the car to the show. He says he's put about 10,000 miles on this vehicle in the time he's had it, and I know those have been happy miles.
Okay.
Gorgeous, gorgeous Cord.
Fabulous.
And there again is your owner.
Yeah.
What year was it?
37.
1937 Cord.
The 36 and 37 were virtually the same car.
Okay.
And had a little bit different change on the engine.
What, just the engine changes?
A little bit. The 36 had the fuel pump on top of the intake manifold. They changed the block so that they could put the fuel pump on the side of the engine.
Now, is this an automatic or a standard?
Standard.
Gorgeous car and in mint condition.
Are you guys involved with speed picking?
Yeah. I've worked with those guys before. I do motion pictures.
On the documentation of Mercedes running right now, when they start to talk about Bob Berman, look at that picture very carefully because this car is sitting in front of the Blitzen Benz.
Yeah, well, that footage is the guy that's actually on Speed Vision that's running that footage is actually what's his name?
I've got to find who it is.
I can get it to you.
Because he may have footage of this.
No, we can get to that part.
Yeah, we need to.
No, we can get to it.
And see, and I've documented where that footage was taken.
Okay, actually,
the race.
He's the queen.
These gauges in here.
What I heard.
This one right here.
Man,
isn't that thing cool? Look at those other ones over there.
When I saw
how the line goes down and it coils right there. It's a fabulous automobile. They don't make them like this in Detroit, baby.
It's a Jones speedometer odometer there, made in New York, man.
But we got to get.
What do you think this thing is, Dave? Is that that's the gas, isn't it?
I think it's the spark advance, Raven. I'm not positive. It could be the throttle. But I think it may be a manual spark advance.
Well, I know if I look around long enough, I'll figure out where the gas is on this thing.
Let's hop in this baby and take a spin around the parking lot.
Well, they might not enjoy that if we did that.
They might lasso us.
Yeah.
This is pure race car here. Right down to the wheels. He was out there on the beach even with these little narrow tires. I'm Dave with Wolf Dog Productions, and Raven with Daytona Beach Live is looking right at you.
Hey Dave, how you doing?
Hey, doing great.
Hey, I want to take a special minute right now to thank all the people that are tuning in to Daytona Beach Live to check out the birthplace of the Speed Centennial event happening here in Ormond Beach, Daytona Beach. And I'll tell you what, this is a cool event, folks. We're glad you're with us today.
Thanks for watching from TheRaven.
And he had it in Indianapolis. And they gave him I'm looking jewel crown that they gave him. Some more, you know, but I don't know where. I hope you get it. I don't know where that. No, you don't know. We didn't.
See, look, Dave, check this out. Back in the old days, the gas gauge was back here behind the car on the tank itself.
Put it right on the tank. That way you know how much to put in it.
Right, but you had to get out of your car to check it.
Car is a first prize winner in 2001 of the Antique Automobile Club Grand National winner. This beauty is a 1921 case. There it is right there. If you're like me and thought all the case made was tractors, well, have another think. This is the owner and the man who brought it down here right here. Tell us your name, sir.
Jim Schmidt, and happy to be here. Glad you're interested. This old case, a lot of people don't believe that J.I. Case, the threshing machine company, made automobiles, but they were the largest maker of machinery in the world at the time, with some 10,000 dealers. They only made 1,000 or 1,500 cars per year from 1912 to about 1926, when they ceased production completely. This old car was bought new in Colorado, stayed there its whole life, and it was livery for the Gilpin Hotel up in Central City, which is now a casino.
Wow.
And there were 3 of them. 2 were custom bodied with these winter tops for high country cold use. 1 remained a touring for summer use. And they were in service until after World War II, and traded in at a Ford dealer in Leadville, Colorado.
Now, did you restore this car yourself?
No. I fell in love with it, but it was already restored and kind of being a little neglected, and decided I wanted to adopt it about 8 years ago.
And take better care of it.
Right.
Good. I'm glad somebody did.
I felt it deserved. I understand from the people who are longtime Case owners that only about 70 Case automobiles in any condition exist anywhere in the world today, and most of them are overseas, surprisingly.
Wow, so this is an extremely rare car.
In the U.S., it's rarer than it might be in Australia.
Are most of the parts on this car original parts?
Everything is either the original part or an exact duplicate that was handmade during the restoration. And it has a Continental, a large 6-cylinder Continental. Virtually all of the mechanical components were purchased by Case and assembled, and they made the entire body, frame, radiator, that sort of thing. But the engine, transmission, front and rear ends, steering, it's all components purchased.
So they made machinery and bought components.
Right.
What year did you say it was?
1921.
And you say this baby ferried people back and forth to the casinos out in Las Vegas?
No, this was Central City, Colorado.
Oh, Central City, Colorado.
The high
okay.
country. And then they didn't have casinos, they had other things. Pretty
Other
much
things.
the same.
Okay. All right.
Well, thanks a lot, Guy, for taking the time to talk to us. It's a fabulous, fabulous automobile.
Well, thank you. I think it's an interesting piece of human art that really needed to be preserved.
Well, I'm glad somebody takes the time to put a little bit of time into these things so they don't get lost forever.
Right.
You know, some people neglect them, some people take care of them. You're one of the ones that take care of the things, and we want to thank you very much for this. Because we wouldn't have been able to see this car at all if it wouldn't be for some people like you.
Okay. Because there's nowhere for it to go.
The back doesn't open.
Right.
All of these windows are fixed.
Right. when you're in there, you're in there. So this is more of an oddity. Surprisingly, what survived all of the deterioration that occurred over the years on this, I've got a book, you wouldn't believe the shape it was in. It looks like something that you wouldn't even retrieve from a wrecking yard. That fine wood and the fine wood on the steering wheel and here in the rear compartment is actually the original wood that was inlaid and installed in the car in 1921.
Oh my gosh, that is fabulous. It looks great.
But that's
on the back of the seat right there.
But that gives you a pretty good view.
Excellent. Well, thanks a lot for showing.
That's great. Thanks for showing this to the people on the internet and around the world.
Right.
We've got some more cars down here beside the sidewalk along the river. I'm going to move on down and let you see them.
That's right. This is the first year for the new body stuff. Brother had.
Okay.
That's why I know.
49. Yeah. Oh yeah. The other one was.
Yeah. 48 was totally different.
49 Ford Ragtop, a clean looking car. Original.
Rear end for Ford. High and low range. That was the overall. Hey, Rich, right there it is.
Now this is a Ford, Dave.
That's right. Well, they were strong cars.
Look at that, a 1930 Lincoln.
Yes, a 1930 Lincoln is a New York car brought here. It's an original, unrestored car. It's got 20,000 miles on it. The only thing that's been changed on is the glass. It's an all-aluminum body car.
How long have you owned the car?
The owner that owns is Jim Schmidt. He's owned it probably about 8 years, maybe something like that.
So you're here with the car?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're racing it on the beach.
I see. What are you paired off with tomorrow?
Don't have any idea.
They don't tell you ahead of time.
They don't tell you ahead of time. You just line up and go.
Uh-huh. Where'd you bring this one in from?
Gainesville, Ocala area.
No kidding. You didn't drive it over, I don't suppose.
No, sir, we trailered over.
Yeah.
Also, he has the case, the 1921 case on the other side.
Oh, yes, we talked to him.
Right.
Yes.
That's the owner of the car.
Oh, my goodness. What a beautiful car that was, too. Yeah, we talked to him, just did a little interview with him. What a wonderful guy he is.
Yes.
He owns National Parks Depot in Ocala and several other places.
Well, when you see him, you tell him that you guys ran into us also.
I'll tell him that.
Sure will. Oh, great.
Great. Okay. Thanks for the interview.
Good afternoon, everybody.
There's your 1930 Lincoln, I'm sorry.
No, that's
First suicide doors, right? Some of the first. These right here are.
As Raven pointed out, it's got the suicide doors. And this car is owned by the same man that we just talked to that owns that beautiful blue case. I think he told us he had over 100 cars. This car will be raced. Tomorrow it'll be paired off with another vehicle and scrambling away from the finish line down there on the beach. The Ravens found a 39 LaSalle over here.
Dave, this is a LaSalle. This is a cool car. Look at the wings on the tail lights. Reminiscent of other Cadillacs there, huh?
Got a little tail fin, doesn't it?
Nice.
Little tiny tail fin on the tail light. The Raven pointed that out. The original LaSalle wheel covers. You're looking inside a 36 Chrysler here.
That's ridiculous.
That's when a bumper was a bumper.
You're right.
It bumped you. Now there.
But I don't want to use it.
No, no. Two cars.
Separate adjustable air intakes on the front of the cowling. (1936) Chrysler Sedan, also with suicide doors. That car is owned by Wally and Angie Schneider right here in DeLand, Florida, or right here in Volusia County, DeLand, Florida. This beautiful 36 Chrysler is, we're sitting right here with one of the owners. This is Angie Schneider.
Right.
And you're from DeLand, Angie?
Yep, we're from DeLand. We drove over this morning with it.
So you drove this car over?
Oh, sure. We can't fly it.
Well, so many...
In looking into the future, or looking towards the future, this week we will be remembering and honoring those visionaries who saw 100 years ahead of their time. We will have the